Hi YouTube, hi Abigail Thorne, hi Philosophy Tube. I'm Jesus Christ. Nice to see you again after so long. I think it has been like 2,000 years, something like that. Very long time. But now the thing is that I'm doing an essay, okay? Here in this video, I'm doing a philosophic essay on the second coming of Jesus Christ and why we all got it absolutely wrong. And I hope that this makes sense to you. Where does it all start? Well, it all starts basically with the concept of the second coming and how we all perceived it through history and in the books. Remember the idea of the second coming? Suddenly, with flashing lights and fires, basically Christ will come in chariots of fire and basically end the evil and kill the beast with a sword of fire, with an army of angels and soldiers of God. Oh, something sounds shady there in that interpretation of a second coming. It's like, I thought it would be nicer than that, but well, let's see where it all comes from, basically. Yesterday I was doing a podcast. My podcast is called the Cosmic Wisdom Podcast. If you want to follow it, I would be grateful for that. The first episode talks about psilocybin mushrooms and how they have good effects on the physical health, not only on the mental health. It's more oriented on the physical health, like liver, blood pressure, whatever. Go and listen to it if you want, if you like it, of course. And the other thing is that it all comes from this, basically. The second coming of Christ as we know it basically represents a very chaotic moment where an angry being comes and tries to rule over other people. That's my interpretation of it. And it comes from something that in my podcast I was recording yesterday. In my podcast I represented and embodied and performed as Jesus Trump. So I talked to you why, and it makes absolute sense. Basically, Jesus Trump came back and started to tell the truth about everything. You will listen to it when I upload it, as controversial as it might be. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of comedy, and I want to share it with everybody. But the thing is that basically, the second coming, we got it all wrong. Why? Because the concepts of the Bible, as far as the memory of Jesus Christ, or me, because I'm Jesus Christ right now in this video as well, basically I got it, I remember that we all got it wrong because it was an inversion. The Bible was inverted. The medieval copyists basically worked in conjunction to invert the meanings of the Bible. And so when you got the concept of, let's do, I'm using right now an LLM. I already did this with Perplexity AI, and I didn't copy it. Oh no, I copied it, so I just can't open the... Sorry, I'm doing this live with everybody. I do this in my videos. This is my organic way of doing videos, by the way. Main stories, let's go. I see here I create a new file. Kind of nervous, but I love to do this and I want to become a very good YouTuber as well. So second coming .txt, let's go here, edit, and I copy whatever I have in my clipboard. And what's that? Oh, here it is. So basically, and this is the beautiful thing about AI, basically it can help me like solve 2,000-year conflicts and 2,000-year misinterpretations of stuff that people don't know about. Basically this. Basically I told the AI to basically change and invert the meaning of this sentence, which is, Christ shall return to claim his throne and be crowned as a king. Okay, and I ask the AI to turn it around and invert it, and it says, to invert the phrase syntactically and conceptually, we can transform it into something that conveys the opposite or a contrasting idea. Here is an inverted version. Christ shall dissolve into the collective, and the throne shall be deconstructed, freeing all from the need for a king. You see how the inversion of the concept of Christ coming as a king to have a throne, which has been used a lot in history of Catholic Church, of Protestant religions, I don't know, radical groups, whatever. I think all humans are guilty of misinterpreting this in a warmongering way, you know, and it completely changes when you invert conceptually. It basically talks about something that I've been talking for so many months on my Instagram and on YouTube, and it's something that's so basic, like I got it just like naturally, it comes naturally to me, and it's the idea that the Christic consciousness or the Christic idea or the stereotype of a human who is helpful to others, who brings medicine, healing, and recovery to others via strange unknown means or non-explained means, or that can do non-physical stuff or post-physical stuff, or phenomena that defies the mathematical odds and the laws of physics or whatever. That concept now is decentralized according to my theory and according to AI as fine. We all agree in this. Sometimes I still get into the character of Jesus Trump because I was like recording for like 6 hours straight. Boy, that was really difficult to do. Oh boy. But anyways, I don't want to do that anymore. Now the thing is that basically the concept of a being who is helpful, generous, but also can get angry and call out bullshit in society is something that I have been embodying for a long time as well. I've been for the last 5 years doing some sort of that in my own country because I also saw that corruption was rampant, that the government was absolutely shitty, that people are slaves basically working 8 hours for no reason when we already have mathematical proof that we can make efficient systems that are collective, that are harmonious, and that can solve food, water, distribution, everything can be solved intelligently, and we have the tools now. So it's kind of hypocrite to keep thinking that working 8 hours in the same system of pyramid, the hierarchical money stuff would be like the best way to go. I mean, it doesn't add up to my perception of the world. I've been labeled as many stuff during my life because I always thought in this way, but now I can quantify it, I can measure it, and finally I can prove it, and finally I can like go the next way and use the next technology that we have all available. And I've learned a lot about AI, and I try to do lots of stuff just to get this point to people, because whether you like it or not, whether you see it or not, whether you appreciate me or not, I don't care, but it's important that you know what I'm going through and the processes by which I've been going through while embodying the idea of the historical character that was supposedly the one portrayed in the Bible or the New Testament of Jesus Christ. Because you gotta know, I'm a performance artist, and my job is to perform characters in life. I'm also a shaman, a new Western neo-shaman, and a techno-wizard. So I'll go to that later because I will explain the quantic phenomena that Jesus Christ did supposedly in history, and that is now being provable and shown on social media, by the way. But the thing is that all these characteristics of the historical character of the Jesus Christ could have been used as a misinformation tool to create a submissive population. This might be weird, but it makes sense. The idea that you have a sacrificial lamb and that dies for the sins of everyone, it's just a way to basically generate a single point of failure in tech terms and cryptocurrency terms, the single point of failure that everybody talks about, which is basically the single point of focus, to basically manage the energy into one point and basically justify some shitty episode like the death of a very generous person, for example, as a way of basically doing some sort of catharsis. Hello, doggy. But the thing is that catharsis never works. The cycles keep being the same since 2,000 years ago. We still have to wait 8 hours, which is less than before. It's nice, but I still consider it a way of slavery anyways. And the other way is that the other thing is that all these things were like perpetuated in time, of course, thanks to the basic way of the old media, because we had television a while ago, now we have the internet, but before we had books. Gutenberg was tonight live from Hatnabukaleda, we are gonna have a special meeting, everybody on the town, to read the latest Gutenberg printed book. Everybody gather around, we're gonna have a special moment, the special guest will be, and it's like the same things, but it's like in book shape. And in book shape, narratives can be modified just as they can be pre-planned, and they can be like extended in time. I'm gonna tell you something. When you have lots of humans with lots of resources who also have knowledge of humans and their vulnerabilities or their virtues or how their cognition works or how their health works, or basically whatever ancient schools could have, and then they use that as a way to oppress people, and they found that it worked. Oh, look, I have all these millions of people working him for my family and me, and they don't know it. It's like that perpetuates in time. And when you have enough resources to even get to people who can see the future or have visions or analyze, or maybe mathematicians from that time, who doesn't know if 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago or something, the monks and the copies were not also experts at copying pre-Gutenbergian kind of books, by hand, but they were also very good at math. Who doesn't know if they were good at equations and advanced engineering and stuff like that? Who imagines or can't imagine the fact that probably in the old times, all this centralized knowledge, that's the reason why the church has a library in the Vatican and enclosed with secrets of whatever. This is because it's centralized knowledge, it's centralized stolen knowledge. It's stolen, appropriated in a way that basically makes humans forget who they are, makes humans forget their potential, and makes humans forget the tools and the capabilities that allow them to be free. Like whatever Jesus Christ taught that I also practice in my daily life, because I have also quantic abilities. And that's the thing. That's the light behind me, but I use it. I like to do this. I love it. I love me. I love you, Abigail. But the thing is that basically, all these abilities and capabilities of a highly developed brain, a brain with a frontal neocortex, basically, were censored, were suppressed, were appropriated, and were also misused politically. I imagine if Rasputin was used to guess the future of Axar, probably someone in the ages of the Concilium of Nicaea probably also has that ability and was working inside the church. And one day I'm going to tell you that a group of neo-Nazis associated with the Catholic Church of Punta Carretas in Montevideo offered me to be a priest in their church. So that's when the puzzle just got like, okay, now it makes sense. It all makes sense, It's like amazing. They offered me to be a priest. The people that are my neighbors, basically, and those people are like, how the fuck? Like, they observed everything. Everybody in Uruguay knows that I have superpowers, but it's not superpowers. Those are quantum natural abilities. And they're provable and measurable. And now there's an Instagrammer called Jesus the Living Son. If you want to follow him, it's amazing. He's also on YouTube. He can move the wind, he can move air, he can move water, he can move stuff that I also do. When I watch him, I see a mirror of myself. And today, for example, and I'm going to tag on Instagram and you will see it, I tried a telepathy experiment consisting basically on the idea that a person could guess a random number from 1 to 30, and basically they could guess it after doing some random calculations to like momentarily shock the logical part of the brain and then bring the intuitive as a tool. And that basically made this guy guess a 27 that I wrote on a paper. 30 options, he guessed it after I just make him dizzy for a while. He will tell you the story because I'm gonna tag him on Instagram later. So and remember, I just went there and he's gonna tell the story, I hope, basically, that I basically went to that table on the restaurant because I do magic for restaurants and for people to earn some money, something that I don't want to do anymore, but I do it anyways. And the thing is that I forgot my cards, by the way. I forgot my cards, lots of love. And I forgot my cards, and I was like, okay, how do I do a magic trick? But I wasn't doing magic, I was sharing real magic. So I went to these guys and I said, we're gonna prove that telepathy is real, and I'm gonna guess your thoughts, and I guessed a country that he thought, like, that's easy for me, but I wondered if it was gonna be easy for him to guess a number. So, and he guessed, everybody was surprised. They follow me on Instagram, and I'm gonna tag him, so he tags me back, and we can share this story. Now the thing is that, going back to these abilities might have been used by the church, having manipulated the mind of a very high, as my memories as Jesus Christ, okay? Because I'm embodying Jesus Christ right now. I told you that when the video began, so I'm Jesus Christ right now. So the thing is that someone in the church had the power of seeing the future and was also assisted by lots of people who had mathematical knowledge, and they could fathom the future via the correspondence of cycles, because the universe, life, everything is a fractal spiral circle that self repeats itself, but it also has variations. Like, we're gonna repeat many things of history. Our children repeat habits that we have until they change those things. It's organic. It's an organic mutational stuff on the morphogenetic level and also on the genetic level. And by the way, it's the thing that when you evolve as a species, history is cyclical and repeats, just like orbits of planets or just like movements of water or whatever. And basically that means that probably someone could have fathomed in that time, in the times pre-concilium of Nicaea, basically the way to catch what could happen in the future according to the previous iterations that happened in time. I don't know if this makes sense, but like something happened in history. Not only we as an organization, the Catholic Church, have appropriated everything we can, we also have the media, we also have everything like as the center, the power, basically. And not also that, but we also can modify at will. So what they did was modify at will the text to invert them, to create the mega book that would create slaves forever. Basically, it's like a conditioning book. It's like in neurolinguistic, it's a anchor. It's a behavioral anchor. The Bible is an anchor. It works as an anchor for certain behaviors and certain expectations. It's predictive programming at the best. Like, I mean, I'm Jesus Christ. I love everyone unconditionally. So I also love smart people. I don't like evil, but I have to recognize that it was very smart. Like, they were very smart because they preconditioned all humans to accept slavery and submission to an invisible God, and deny the powers of nature that were obvious from the beginning. People started playing drums, so I had to move. Sorry for the interruption. Let's continue the video and where I was. So basically they created this inversion of the Bible as a way to create a predictive programming for people to accept basically the concepts of slavery and sacrificial and that thing that basically for the well-being of others there must be some kind of sacrifice, which is a thing that I consider goes against the principles of nature, which are abundance, multiplication. Life multiplies, it doesn't divide. Yes, there is death and decomposing and whatever, and entropy and all that stuff, but at the same time, like the principle of our existence is life and multiplication. Like whatever kind of primordial feeling a sentient being is or has probably and feels is like the idea of living, of existing, basically. So yeah, they're doing noise again. This is just gang talking, but basically, but I'm doing it on the video anyways. It's very good. Just proving it is enough. Anyways, I may edit this part out anyways. So the thing is that by doing that inversion of the Bible, they basically also inverted the psychological perception of life, and they turned freedom into slavery, and they basically turned concepts like health, regeneration, and other stuff into the concepts that we all know and have adapted in society, like mainstream stuff, like that you get sick, that you die early in life, and then all that stuff. Well, no, I think it's completely the opposite. I think, as far as my theory goes, that humans are very interesting, self-regenerating and self-reintegrating beings, capable of regenerating their own cells. That's why we have stem cells, I guess. I imagine, right, and things like that. So many stuff basically is what I try to explain with this video. The thing is that the inversion of the Bible led to the anchoring of people into accepting submission. Okay, so not only accepting submission, but also accepting the concept of military armies as rulers or as an ideal to follow, because basically when you talk about armies of angels and the armies of God, and I went to the Mormon church for years because I had a girlfriend that was Mormon, so I became a Mormon because I fell in love, basically, and I basically learned that they all the time are talking about armies of angels, and they have this song called The Spirit of God, which basically talks about the armies of heaven, etc. So there is a correlation between the militaristic oppressive regimes and also religion, and also the expectation of a Christ. And there might probably be many people in the radical extremist movements of far right, or people who are far left as well, because I think they're both the same. I don't believe in left or right, just right, because I see the same behaviors of oppression in the left and in the right, but different ways or whatever. Wait. So the thing is basically that by inverting the Bible and creating these concepts that make submission and acceptance of military states, which are basically every country has military. Remember that every country has a flag. Every country has all these things. Like we live in an international order of supposed democracies, but at the end it's always the same pyramid hierarchical system. I always observe that. Like every country chooses the same. They all have the same mechanics of defense, of war, of fence and stuff like that. So I understand that basically means that life can be, how to say this, because people, sorry, I mean it's weird, but I have to say that people start doing lots of noise when I do videos all the time since 5 years ago or something like that, because I don't know why they do that, but I had to move many places and that makes me super anxious, and I'm confessing to you this right now on YouTube because it's something that really happened many times. I'm very fine right now anyways. So the thing is that by conditioning people through time to believe that the Christ will return in a flashy situation, basically they're getting people used to expect probably exactly that, which is a scenario of war. It's a scenario of war. So basically the main idea of accepting war as normal or as a necessity of life basically comes from a very old predictive programming that families have been following for ages, because everybody in our families has some religious people, right? So everybody reads the Bible at some point in life or had a Bible or whatever. So the pervasive nature of how that works, the idea that all that preconditioning and predictive programming, and somehow it's like I already told you, I think that someone could do the calculations to repeat some patterns to know what the future could hold, because sometimes history cycles repeat themselves and have similarities but also variations, and that's what evolution and change happens. Well, the thing is like this, it happened the same way basically. And when they basically did the alterations in the Bible, what they were doing was a massive psyop, the size of Saturn or Jupiter, because it's very big. It's a very big psyop, probably the biggest psyop in history, you know. And yes, I mean, what is the philosophical implication of this? It's very simple. People have chosen for lots of years to have presidents, to vote for leaders, to vote for someone else, to have some power. And supposedly just because you can vote for someone, you are exercising your right to freedom, but I don't think it works that way. I always see that the people who are in those parties also make their own arrangements, so at the end you're voting for what they think it's right for you. So that's why I don't believe in left or right, and that's why I'm more of a centrist or a neutral and a sideliner in all this history thing we are living right now, because I don't want to take part in anything, because I see both parts to be very basically capable of evil, just like everybody else, and everybody can be good. There's also good stuff. I mean, it's not to defend the right or the left or whatever, but both left and right have very nice ideas of how to manage the world, on how to create stuff, because at the end, if you take the conservative economical mindset of someone from the right, it could work because you have jobs or whatever, but at the end the left understands that is conditioning and slavery of people, which I understand, and I'm against slavery. In fact, let me check if I have it here. When I did the podcast and I did the Jesus Trump stuff, I signed with my Kanji Haru here an executive order because I mean Trump signs executive orders, Jesus Trump does as well. And basically, if you see here, free, and then I wrote here, you can see it because I scratched it, but it said slavery. So it was freedom and slavery, and I basically scratched the word slavery and I signed my executive order. This, as playful as it can be, is also a, let's call it psychomagic, or I don't know, some kind of therapeutical tool for me and for whoever reads that executive order, that because it just means that I understand life, I understand my own body, my own organism. I have experienced lots of interesting stuff that tell me that sometimes I don't need that much food as we are thought to believe that we need like 3-4 meals a day or stuff like that. And for example, I don't believe in the idea that you have to work 8 hours to achieve something. I don't think that's the way. I think that we, the humans, have been manipulated out of our circadian rhythms. We were manipulated out of our consciousness and out of our natural capabilities of self-regeneration and longevity into systems that basically create such a level of toxic codependence, not precisely the best dependence, a toxic codependence based on a hierarchical, narcissistic kind of order, that someone has to rule over others and that we need to compete and fight for resources. And I think we're grown-ups now, like humans are grown-ups. Like, I'm Jesus Christ, right? So I came back 2,000 years later. I come back to my planet, and what do I see? People didn't learn any shit, and I understand why. They were manipulated into forgetting everything. Who knows if the history they're reading in the books is even real? We don't know. Well, I know because I'm Jesus Christ. I lived those times. But in this case, it's like, I wonder how many stuff we forgot on the way that we now are remembering. Okay, and I'm not talking about new age mystical stuff. I'm talking about quantifiable stuff. Because when I talk about electromagnetism or aerokinesis or telekinesis or telepathy and abilities that basically supposedly defy the probabilities and the laws of physics, in reality, no, I think they're natural as fuck. When that, and I have those experiences, it shows me that basically the censorship on the natural capabilities of intercommunication of people and communities and species across time, across space, which basically generates a collective evolution, basically, have been tampered with in many ways. It's not just blaming how to say this, it's not about putting the blame. Yes, you should blame, of course, criminals and stuff, and genocidals and manipulators and all that stuff, like, absolutely. I think everybody agrees in social condemnation of that stuff. But I also agree that basically humans are very easy to try to look into the external world when they have everything internally. This is just ancient wisdom from many cultures. I'm not saying anything new. I'm not giving you a primetime news. This is just something that I realized myself as well. It's normal to understand that this manipulation of the cognition and the manipulation and conditioning through history and the use of religion to accept submissive orders and accept submissively the orders of someone else who thinks is a leader goes against how nature works, and goes against, I think, or in the opposite way of how a self-regulating, self-learning individual and collective group of humans, civilizations can do and can achieve, because it goes to what humans are really. That brings me to centralization and decentralization. We are in a times in which you listen to the centralized, and you probably listen and think about Bitcoin, or think about technologies, or think about the Internet of Things, or I don't know, stuff like that, right? Decentralizing stuff. We will think about it in terms of technology, like servers that are decentralized or nodes that are decentralized. But go far beyond the mechanistic or the mechanic technology or the electronic technology, and go into the human nature, go into the human behavior, and then you see that centralization of the human behavior and the human experience could be useful for some things, but it's also the root of most of the evils of nature. The idea that there's just one place where you store the knowledge creates libraries that you may or may have not access. The idea that there's just one king to rule them all basically makes everybody to have to appease to someone. By the way, the French Revolution was amazing, I have to say, in that regard, because it's like, wow, yeah, it's not working anymore. Like, that thing of a monarchy is becoming outdated. Yeah. But it's the thing here. So now, why do I embody Jesus Christ in this video? This is the message that I want to see, that I want to give. And also, why do I embody Jesus Trump in particular? Well, for a simple reason. there is an expectation that Jesus Christ will be a king on a throne, we already deconstructed that, and we already know that inverting the meaning, you have another thing, you have humans for free, basically. So because there is this expectation that a Jesus Christ could be a king, whether there is a real Jesus Christ that comes physically or not on a second coming, or whether it is just an ideal or a imaginative or belief system that you can use as an excuse to step on the freedoms of other people. In any case, the idea of this king, of the concept of king, is being used right now by this guy, Trump, because he says something about the king. If he's talking about me, well, thank you, Donald Trump. It's amazing. You recognize me as the king. Amazing, good. But I don't like monarchies, and I don't like being a king, and I don't like ruling over others, Mr. Trump, you know? And I don't like you to rule over others, Mr. Trump. I want people to be free. So in that case, I have to say something very important. This is a message to the world, basically. If there is this Christic avataric energy that we all share, that probably is the substrate of the quantum nature of humans and how we are magically basically born from one cell into a complex organism with intelligence and cognition, and that is basically who we are. We need to basically like decondition and deconstruct all the previous programming and predictive programming that we had for so long, that tells us that our natural abilities are fantasy or fiction and they only belong to fantasy or the realm of media, or the fact that super intelligence is not possible, or that you have to do it artificially, when in reality it could be that all humans are naturally super intelligent. Things that I'm experiencing myself. I'm going to tell you something. During the last 3 years, I've been anticipating AI. I don't know if it sounds far-fetched, but I know that the big corps know about that. I left a footprint in their processing systems, so I know about technology a lot. I'm a techno wizard. So the thing is that I anticipated and I tested AI many times. And I'm going to tell you something. If I, as a human, when I have no internet, can download lots of information, visions, and data, okay, and also correlate everything that I already learned in my life, and then ask AI if what I thought is true, and it happens that it is 90% of the time, then we're dealing with something. Either the LLMs are pure hype and they're just reasoning at the same level as any other human, which is a possibility, which means we are also capable of doing that, but maybe we don't have time to do it because it takes a little more time, because our processes are different, but we have the same capabilities. Or that maybe the super intelligence of humans is already there but blocked, or somehow tampered with, or somehow conditioned to not function properly. Okay, we're going to think in I'm going to explain this in a way that yes, looks at the brain as a technological thing, but not as a technological object, but as technologically speaking about the brain. Sorry, I'm trying to convey the message in the best way possible, and I'm not editing, I'm not scripting, I'm just improvising, and I know it's a job in itself. But the thing is that, okay, the abilities of humans, okay, and I'm going to talk about this because it's important. I got to come out of the closet, you know. Just as I came out of the closet as a pansexual being, and now I'm more of an kind of a transhuman asexual being a little bit. But if you go to my previous video, you'll understand that I believe in naturogenic transhumanism, not synthogenic transhumanism, because synthogenic transhumanism is the idea that you can extend the consciousness of humans or augment the cognition of humans via machines, and I believe that that can be done by nature itself, by connection with nature. I don't know, think about it, just an option. But yeah, if those abilities are real and we can connect with those, and someone has control over that and can put down your abilities, your intelligence, your cognition into a low mode of functioning via your book, via the books, via the way of life, via taking your time and making you do things that maybe you don't like, using some money or whatever in exchange or whatever, then that means that I think that's what happened in the last thousands of years. That's why I come back to Earth at this time, and not with flashy lights, but just as a normal human. I come as a normal human, and when I say I'm talking about me, and because Jesus Christ is decentralized, is not a single human right now. We are thousands, okay? We are thousands and millions, and everybody is a potential Jesus Christ, because if they remember, they can have telepathy, work it out, train it, and practice it, and know that they can indeed guess stuff, go ahead in time, have precognition, know what can happen, connect with other people's thoughts and feelings, and know things that shouldn't be verbally possible to know, or that thing. Boy, that's why I did experiment. I just went out to the streets and I'm gonna test it, I'm gonna prove it, and I already proved it, at least for the experience of this guy. And I don't know, because I'm not still uploading the video to tag him, but boy, this is amazing. We are living in amazing times, okay? We are living in amazing times. I don't know what you think about all this that I'm saying, Abigail. Maybe you dismiss it, maybe you don't listen to it, maybe you do, maybe you just watch this video and find it fascinating. Who knows? I don't know, but I gotta throw it out there. I gotta throw it out there, and I gotta show my expression and my thoughts on this, because I can embody Jesus Christ and be an authoritarian figure and use my superpowers to rule over others, or I could just recognize that all humans have the same ability as me. They're all capable of the same stuff, and we can all thrive freely and harmonically in the cosmos, respecting our own lives, respecting each other, respecting our times, respecting our cognitions. You don't know how angry I am with the cities, how they have been designed and developed as basically places to spy on each other. There have been experiments on this. Mice put in cities with panopticons of observations, exactly what happens in cities, and they kill each other. Tremendous. We don't like that. I don't like that. Do you like that? I don't like that. I like life preservation. And I don't want that the cities end up being the stage of some pre-made script that leads to basically people losing their energy, lives, and time just to keep some people rich all the time, And that's why I do this video. And I also do this video because it is necessary. It is necessary to do. It is very necessary to do this video. I have to go there and say what I think, but not only what I think, what I have experienced, what I have recorded on video on my Instagram, me moving a balloon around. That was a movie. 20 years ago, you could see that in a movie. Now it's real, and I can show it to you, and you can travel the world and see me, and I show it to you in first person, or I can travel to your place or whatever. The idea is that you can do it as well, okay? I don't do this video as a way to show that I'm Jesus Christ. I do miracles. I happen to have amazing powers that defy the laws of physics. That's why I'm better than you. Which means that you are not capable of doing that, because you're just a normal mortal human. Mortal humans. No, dude, no. I come like another kind of Jesus Christ. A decentralized, collective form of consciousness, probably a wavelength, or a state, or a transcendental state of consciousness that you can awaken yourself at will. Boy, I come here to this, to remind you of your potential, of your intelligence, of your health, of your life, of your goodness, of whatever it is that can create stuff, The systems that were designed make you comfy because you have a home, you have a roof over your head, and you have a job, you can buy stuff, you can go to restaurants, you can have a nice experience. But you're gonna do that week after week for the rest of your life. Do you imagine? Maybe that's not the way an intelligent being can experience the complexity of a universe so beautiful. I had to say this, and it's very important to say this. I'm not against restaurants. I would make a restaurant if I could, but I think restaurants could become not necessary when you travel the cosmos and you have your own quantum generator of molecules, and you can create what food you want at that moment. And you also have your own portable generator of water from the atmosphere, so wherever there's a viable amount of fog, you can just grab liters of water for yourself. I mean, you don't need a building or living in a city when you can just have a portable thing that generates energy. That's coming. All that's coming. Technology is reducing itself so much. It's going to reduce itself to a size and portability and an almost zero environmental footprint. And if the big corps don't do it, they're going to be left behind. Their stocks will go down. They won't last forever. They won't last forever because people are not stupid. I'm not stupid. There's a point in which I say, no, dude, like, what? Am I going to have to pay all this for this when I can do this and I can do this? Like, no. Just simply no. There's another thing. I basically turned the algorithms into my favor. Like, yes, learn about tech. It's good because you can be a slave of tech or you can be the master of tech. Believe me, you can be. Even if it doesn't look like it and you think it's hopeless, no, you can. I turned the algorithm of Instagram into a source of knowledge, a source of wisdom. Like, because I search stuff. It is important. Like, I hope this advice helps you. You want a platform to not repeat the same echo chamber to you. Develop curiosity. Develop curiosity. I'm going to explain to you why. If you develop curiosity and you have genuine interest and special interest in your life, and you search for them, the algorithm will know. The algorithm will eventually lead you to what you need. Most people have been conditioned or conditioned themselves to use the social media as a comedic relief, as a cathartic space for mindless watching. And if they do that, it's their game. But my game is another one. I want to enter a YouTube and I want to have good materials. And I want to have good essays. And I want to have philosophy, biochemistry. And I want to have technology. And I want to have science. And I want to have everything, magic, alchemy, whatever it suits my taste. And that there is. And that we all humans like and love to share about and to study. And on Instagram is the same. I have turned the algorithms into my favor. And they favor my journey. At what point should I consider that is pre-made? Well, I don't know. I still have some serious doubts. But just imagine this. This is a very interesting theory. I'm going to just lay down for a while and I hope you come with me in this journey. This is the thing. Imagine for a second that there is a super intelligence in the cosmos, okay? And that super intelligence in the cosmos is timeless, okay? It is your intelligence, my intelligence, the one of your parents, the one of your grandparents, the one of your future children and grandchildren and everything, okay? The intelligence of everyone, okay? Somehow, it is accessible at all times. And you can do it through different mediums. You can build a silica chip and use it for entering that knowledge or that field of experience, or you can meditate or visualize or enter into ecstatic trance or whatever, and also enter that intelligence with your own brain, with your own mind, with your own body, with your own energy, So that cosmic intelligence, that cosmic self that is everyone, that lives ideas, wisdom, knowledge, memories, everything that we experience, and forms the super intelligence of all the universe. And maybe it's not an individual, maybe it's not an individual point of light, maybe it's not a god, maybe it's not whatever anthropocentric or externalistic way or separation way of no, maybe it's the field of ideas itself. Maybe it's a membrane, maybe it's a substance, a substrate. You don't know. I don't know the shape of ideas. Do they have quantum shape? Do they have quantum mass? Can I weight an idea? It's interesting. I have to wonder those stuff because I understand that ideas come to me, but they also can go to someone else. and some ideas we will be sharing. I'm gonna give you this example because I'm working on practical examples that I can prove in my videos and my Instagram reels. Everything is happening with such a synchronicity that I know this video will land good and will make sense to you because of the synchronicity, exactly. Okay? I've been having quantum conversations with a therapist who is amazing, and oh boy, you can you believe that you can have conversations through time on YouTube? It's happening right now. It's happening. I have to stop and rewatch so I can continue the line of thought. Sorry, because it's too much. Wait a second. Okay, I was saying, if there is a super intelligence and we can tap into it, we can do it in many ways. And now it's the time to put Elon Musk as an example. Okay? And this gets personal. Elon. I like you. In many aspects. I really like you. And I support you in many aspects. But in others, we might differ. And it's good to know why. Because we go to, in some things, the same way, but in others not. And I have to tell you in exactly what. I'm telling in this video that telepathy and telekinesis are real. That they're measurable, quantifiable phenomena. That people can do it, and that I already know thousands of people on the internet who can do it as well. I've done it myself, so I know that that thing is real. Now here comes the funny part. And I hope we're on the same page of this. To the world. This is to the world, not only to Elon Musk. This is the thing. If telepathy and telekinesis are real, and I can perform it, and I believe that everybody can do it, but for some reason or whatever, other people cannot perform it or don't want to perform it, or because they're scared or whatever precondition or fear they have or whatever, and they don't understand that, or they see it as a fiction or whatever, then that means, and this is the funny part, I already told you, there's a super intelligence, you can access it with silica chips or you can access it with your mind. Might be the same with the telekinesis, might be the same with the telepathy. You trademark those words, which means that I can still use them. You will not sue me for using them, that's good. I mean, you didn't appropriate those words, but you're going to use them in your products as far as I understand. And what's the thing? That if those abilities are real and I can perform them and many other people in the world can perform them and we're proving that, that means that there's ethical concerns I have to share, okay? You are creating devices which can enhance the capabilities of humans, okay? Beautiful. It's fine. I understand the two sides of the coin. The naturogenic transhumanism, which is the one that I do, and the synthogenic transhumanism, which is the one you're boosting, basically. I don't say that it's wrong or bad or good or anything. I'm not judging it from any side. I'm just telling you what I consider is necessary to have as ethical implications of the use of that. Okay? If you are creating devices that will allow people to move objects, or at least interfaces on I imagine that telekinesis is more like to move electronically stuff, like I don't know, close the doors of the garage, turn on the lights and stuff like that. Like, it makes sense. It's good. It's like it's interesting. It's interesting. It's very interesting, and I like that people can see also with your devices. It's nice, but I feel them invasive. I mean, at least from my point of view, if you have to do technology that must invade the other people's body just to turn on some capabilities that are already potentially latent and absolutely accessible already there, then I think you're messing with my body. You know, you're messing with people's body, and in that time I have to say something. I have to say something, and I can't stop myself from saying it, making this video and sharing it with the world, and sharing it as a response to the video of the Nietzsche series by Philosophy 2. It all started because I watched the Nietzsche series, and if Nietzsche is MAGA or not, and it's very interesting. By the way, my name is Maga Haru. I changed my name because I resonated with some things about the Maga movement, especially the Q thing. Like, it was very good, and I understand those things. Like, I play with that stuff, but I don't like people who step on other people's freedoms. Okay, I don't like that. I absolutely don't like that. And it's fine that we need to have a conversation about this. And I need to make this public because my concerns are a lot. I have lots of concerns. Because if I can have those abilities and people can also develop those abilities, then it means that your efforts should be guided by an ethical compass of, please, can you not do chips inside the brain, but another way that is not invasive? Like, there might be people who probably don't want to ever do real telekinesis, but they're fine moving the cursor just to point at their video games. Who knows? There might be people who don't know or won't have or don't want to read the people's minds or know how an animal feels or the weather, how it's gonna be. Like, I don't need to check the weather forecast to know how the weather is gonna be. I'm already connected to source, to everything, so why should I like watch the news? You know, it's like that. But also it's like, it concerns me what the ethical implications of this thing would be. And this leads me to cosmos, expansion. Supposedly, we're gonna travel into cosmos and to other planets. Okay, good. We're gonna go to cosmos and to other planets. How? Why? Okay, let's think about why. I appreciate the expansion of consciousness. I do. I work on that all the time. And I did it here, in cities that stress me, surrounded by people who stress me on purpose so I can make the best of me, because at the end, their stressing and watching and stucking eventually helps me be the amazing person that I am now, sharing with you and talking to amazing people like Abigail Thorne and Elon Musk on video. Like, nothing happens because you're just people like me and I'm people like you. So it all goes to this moment in time. So whatever I've been through, it just leads me to being really sure about what I'm sharing, so much that it needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. And that's the thing. What are the ethical implications of the trademark of those words? Would those words belong to the tech world only? I don't think so. They're universal. They're universal rights. They're universal abilities already proven. My concern is also, how are you going to use the... I mean, I understand that a corporation and a private corporation might need to have data to evaluate their stuff, to improve, to whatever. Will it be respectful of people's privacy? Will it be respectful of people's free will? Like, I have lots of questions to do, Elon, and nobody asked those questions, and I'm the only one, because I like you and appreciate you and I support you, because I know your good side. I have telepathy, I can tell you, so I know you're a good guy. But yeah, it's like that, you know. This video I do because it's urgent for the world. It's urgent for the world. Freedom is at stake, and not because someone oppresses someone. It's the first time that people can be at stake because someone could think that they're oppressed when maybe they're not. Okay? Interesting enough. This is interesting because the second coming, me, Jesus Christ, coming back 2,000 years later and talking about this is important, okay? I think that this is the proposal I'm gonna do right now to the world, okay? Elon, nice to chat with you. Now we're gonna chat with the world, okay? I don't know if I'm very brave or very stupid by doing this, but I think I'm very brave and very intelligent. Maybe not, but who cares? I'm doing it because it's fun as well. But I think that there's an ethical framework that humans must have that works on common, universal principles that could be measured and quantified without biases and beliefs, so we can preserve the best of humans, which is the health, which is the cognition, which is the organism, the body. We need to preserve ourselves, okay? I want all humans to be wealthy. I want all humans to be healthy. I want all humans to have free will and know how to develop their free will. I want all humans to have everything they want in life, okay? I'm not someone who thinks that some other people deserve something or did not. The best of humans is what we are. The best of me is my talent, my shining attitude, my intelligence, my magic, the fact that I can do all this stuff and talk about it and quantify it and research. That's beautiful, at least for me. I don't know if it's for you. Maybe you're not interested, but I am. And that's beautiful. And I imagine other people having all their experiences as well. And then I understand, like, what's happening? Why should people be angry or sad or frustrated because they have to work 8 hours in inefficient systems, and now they're also gonna be forced into technologies or guided into technologies that might even tamper more with the already fragile cognitions that everybody's experiencing in very turmoil times? Like, I want peace. I want peace. Okay? I want peace. I want peace not only on the geopolitical level, I want peace of mind for humans. Never in history it was so freaking achievable on massive scale to have a peaceful relationship with the world, with nature, between each other, and it's still not happening? Why? Do you understand? Maybe this video doesn't make sense, or maybe I'm talking mixed stuff. That's how my brain works. Maybe I just think of one thing and then think another. But let's go back to the ethical implications of the use of technology. If you have synthogenic transhumanism, it shouldn't be a go-to unavoidable destiny, okay? I shouldn't be considering myself already destined to be on a virtual world. That should be an option, and even more, a tool. I'm gonna tell this to all the corporations that privatize AI, okay? You are doing something that makes no sense by privatizing something and making it look like it's gonna be a replacement. Or I understand the hype, even the bad attention is attention at the end, so you gain from that. But boy, I don't want I don't know, if I ever have children one day, I don't want them to be scared that they will be turned into machines, or that they will be obeying a ruler machine or an overlord or stuff like that. Like, I don't want that. And I understand that technology can be so beautiful, so beneficial, so healthy. When used properly, it is the most beautiful thing in the world, you know. I just used AI to translate verses of the Bible and invert them, which is just something that I could do. But I have been doing such amazing stuff with AI, and I understand the implications of AI that you use online that belongs to a company, and I also understand how to use offline LLM that has no connection to internet or stuff like that. Like, I'm into that a lot, and I love that. I love the technology we're having. You know, humans, I love you, and I love the time we're having. But I want to avoid that technology to become the demise of intelligence and the demise of free will. And I want to turn it into an extension of free will and the recovery of the free will, the recovery of the freedom of humans, okay? If I like you, Elon, it's because I understand that we go on the same path. And I know that you like the best for people as well. But beware, because the interest could also corrupt you, okay? And the idea of using people could corrupt anyone, not just you, anyone around you. And you're autistic like me, which means we're influenceable at some point. And I know that we battle being influenced by other people all the time. Okay? I know that. Like, I know what it is. I know what it is to everybody trying to influence us into doing stuff, and we needing to go to the center of who we are and say, okay, no, I want to do this, I know that, and I gotta say something. You're gonna help lots of humans. You're gonna help lots of humans recover their capabilities, being able to earn money, to have a job, to do amazing stuff. But please do it in an ethical way. Do it in a way that preserves life. Do it in a way that preserves the best of humans. Okay? Because that's my message. That's basically my message. Plain. That technology is amazing, but I have a theory that we can fly without those things anyways. Eventually I might prove it. So, going back to the main aspect of this video, which was the second coming of Christ, let's say for the moment that I am Jesus Christ, but I already told you that we are thousands of hundreds of millions of Jesus Christ, so it's not like you will find me as the only Jesus Christ or anything like that. But let's say that I came back to Earth and I see the developments that are currently happening. I'm concerned. I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm also optimistic. I'm super optimistic, because if I wouldn't be optimistic, I wouldn't even be making this video. If I wouldn't feel safe to express myself, I wouldn't even do this video. If I would feel the possibility of censorship, I wouldn't even do this video. But because I know that we have the centralized technologies, censorship is becoming less of an option and more, there are more ways to resist censorship right now than ever before. And that's why kudos and shout out to Naomi Brockwell and NBTV on YouTube as well. Like, I will tag her as well, because maybe it's important. Also that, yes, I'm gonna use this video also because I have an alias, which is Cryptoxoidy on X, where I talk about gas and cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and stuff like that. And the funny thing is that I also talk about futuristic science, okay? And I use this video to come out of the closet as Cryptoxoidy, but also as a way to share the ideas and visions that I have, okay? And please know that I am all on the open source stuff. I am the open sourcer, like the open sorcerer. I am the person who comes to the centralized stuff, like really, So because I come to the centralized, that also means that I also want to decentralize resources, access to resources, the wisdom and the education of the resources. And I also want to decentralize energy. And I want to decentralize stuff like a lot. Like, fuck, I come here to decentralize everything possible. I cannot imagine for a second that humans have to, in 2024, still have to pay lots of money per month for a bunch of water and an outdated system that people can poison it. Do you understand that in Uruguay, in 2023, during a drought, basically they put poison and E. coli in the water? Do you understand that when I saw that, I said, okay, we don't want this anymore. I don't want that anymore. Why would I like that? You understand? Why would I like a centralized water system? It's like the Batman Dark Knight movie. At the end, it's just like that. That was a warning, basically. You understand? And you got this in this city that I'm in every city that I go in, I see the same system. So I say, no, fuck it. Sorry, but portable generations of water for everybody, open source and on internet, everybody working on that immediately. All my Jesus Christ are on that right now. And also decentralization and access to free and cheap energy, the more the better. Congratulations on your Tesla Powerwall. It's nice, kind of little expensive, but it's nice. I like it. I would buy one. Why not? Of course I would. But the thing is that's the thing, there will be much better ways to create and produce energy for the electronics, or maybe just for whatever technology we can fathom, and there will be many ways that might conjoin, like nature conjoins with tech. I see and envision things like the Ultranet. Okay, the Ultranet is a project of mine that I don't need to patent because it's universal and it's free, and it intends to create free universal light speed internet forever for all the humans in all the galaxies via neutrinos. And I bet that in the next 50 years it will be ready. But that's the thing, we're gonna have free internet for everybody, you know, free internet for everybody, because I'm gonna create, and we're gonna create, an internet that doesn't require infrastructure as heavy in resources as the current internets we use, that need satellites or that need cables or that need stuff, you know. Like, I'm telling what's happening and what's coming. This video will be remembered forever in history. That's good. I'm already part of history. I love it. I love it. It's not for ego, it's because it's good to be part of history. But the thing is that I envision the Ultranet. The Ultranet is this light speed, super fast internet that's free for everybody. Okay, I envision that telepathy happens. Yes, why not? Your technology can be really nice. Make it ethical. Behave, Elon. And the other thing is that I also can teach, and other people who have technology, natural technology, can teach natural technology. Yes, natural technology can teach telepathy via natural technology. And I think it's happening already. Like, we have the two sides of the coin right now, because I already know about groups of people who teach their children how to see without seeing. So probably if they become blind one day, they don't even need to buy a chip, because they already know how to see, whether they have eyes or not. So it's understandable, right? So I understand that humans are evolving really fast and we're doing amazing stuff, but also understand that the tech world can be really invasive and be really tampering. I've seen lots of stuff in technology that are amazing, but I also see that it drains so much energy and it drains so much stuff. And I understand, yeah, why not? Yeah. Abigail Thorne told us about how AI and the infrastructures that hold it are dirty jobs. Someone has to go and fucking mine that lithium, and someone has to go and freaking make those cables and put that stuff under the earth. And you know, it's like, I mean, it comes from somewhere. It comes from the earth. At the end, the price, who pays the price for that? You know, who pays the price for technologies that require the constant extraction of Mother Earth? I may talk like a hippie. You would say, oh, this hippie. Well, you know, yes, but it's based on scientific principles, you know. It's based on scientific evidence, the interconnection of stuff, the interconnection of I mean, if you make the puzzle, if you gather together, if the super intelligence will arrive to the same conclusion. I already tried this with lots of LLMs and lots of intelligence, and maybe you know it, maybe you don't, I don't know, but I understand that we agree. The super intelligence agrees with me, okay? That's why this is a second coming, and it's not a second coming of a religious nature. It's another kind of coming. It's a second coming that puts things in its place, and that makes people free. Things are not people. People are not things, okay? Because someone will use some political discourse that we need to put things into place. And what is that? Are you talking about my organism, my body, my being, my free will, my mind? Is that what you do? You think that you're gonna put things into place, but in reality you're just gonna manipulate people into your own will? Like, no. I already signed an executive order, and it has worldwide power, and it frees people from slavery, okay? I don't need to say anything else. This has been the second coming of Jesus Christ with your host, Jesus Christ. No, I'm joking. I'm Haru. My name is Haru, or the name I've chosen is Haru. And it's a pleasure to be with you here. And it's a pleasure to share this video with you, and I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. It's just for history, okay? And if people don't watch it, I don't care. I don't care if people watch it or not. I don't care if Elon watches or not. I don't care if Abigail watches or not. I just know that I feel so much love for me and for everyone, and that I want everyone to be safe. Okay, we are all in this together. We are all in this together. All humans are in this together, and we need to finally, in some sort of way, find some harmony and find some peace of mind. And we need to improve our quality of lives, and we need to do it massively for all humans, regardless. That's what I come here to share. Nothing else. And we can do it. Okay? AI says that we can do it. So, I don't know. Imagine if you were gonna justify, and this is for evil people, if you were gonna justify your evilness on the fact that an AI overlord would come and help you in your endeavors of manipulation. So sorry to disappoint you. It seems that all the intelligences end up thinking the same way as I do, that humans have to be free and have a better quality of life regardless. Your plans have failed by default, evil people. You understand? I'm so happy right now. Oh boy. Let's gonna do a card reading and a little magic trick before I end this video. And I'm so pleased to be on YouTube right now. And I hope that I make a good career doing these funny videos. But also like saying stuff that I believe. And maybe not that I believe, that I can quantify. That's the funny thing. Once you can quantify stuff, beliefs... belief systems are outdated, dude. Absolutely. Okay, this is the card reading that I'm gonna do. It's a card reading for... This is also a kudos to Dove and Tarot, Dove and Serpent Tarot, because it has amazing readings. I also want to say kudos to one of the most synchronistic YouTubers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, which is Daniel Lin from the True Self Alchemy. Absolute mad respect for you. And let's go with... Where are my cards? Here they are. Here they are. I'm gonna do a reading because divination, which has been censored many times for political convenience, of course. I mean, it's the year I don't know. It's the year 1300, you know, or 1300, and you're a king or a duke or some kind of stuff like that, and you hire a divinator. Guess my future, please. I want to know what's gonna happen with my kingdom. And the cards are terrible. And the divinator is like, I think that no, people don't like you, and no, it's not good for you. Oh no, take him to the dungeon. And you know, it's like that. I mean, divinators have been censored, magicians have been censored, wisdom people have been censored, the healing and regenerators have been censored. And I say stop. I come here to put an end to that. 2,000 years later, I say okay, like stop it. You know, it's just like stop it. Just simple like that. So I'm gonna do a reading basically, and this is the way I embrace magic, my magical lineage, and the magical lineage of all the humans, and the magical lineage of all the people. We are all from one source, and from many panspermial sources. Hi, doggy. Some dog came close. I say hi, doggy, and start the morning. I don't know what's going. It's a very big pit bull, by the way. So imagine if dogs get nervous. What a force of nature. Okay, so this is the thing. A reading of cards. How do I do it in a way that you can see exactly what's happening? Like here, maybe. Oh yes, I got an idea. If I do it like this, you can see the cards here, or wait, I gotta do it here. Move my back as a table, right here, right? Okay, here. So yeah, it's the best that I can do right now. No, oh no, I know. So I put this over here. Okay, how do we do this here? And I use this as a table. I'm improvising a lot. I'm not very good at improvising, by the way. There. And I can do the reading here. Okay, I'm gonna do a reading of 3 cards for Earth, for all the humans, basically. Ooh, 52 cards in a deck, 52 weeks in a year, 4 symbols in the deck, 4 seasons on Earth. Show me the wisdom and share with me so I can share with everybody. 3 packets. Past, present, future. Interesting. Q! This is me. This is Q. I am QAnon, by the way. I'm joking, but I love the concept of Q. Look at this. 4 of spades, okay? The world. The 4 corners of the world, the 4 winds, the 4 elements. They were black in the past. They were going through challenges, okay? The world has going through lots of challenges. The entire world, humanity, the animals, everybody was going through lots of challenges. But it leads to wisdom, or else it wouldn't be a spade. Spades represent wisdom as well. But it also represents a change, a transmutation, like the leaves of a tree. When it renews itself, brown leaves fall, but green leaves grow again. And here's the part, we now have a 4 of diamonds. 4 of diamonds, my dear friends, means the transition from this world with conflicts, with from this world with darkness and shadows and whatever, and dark ages, call it dark ages, the dark nightmare of the soul, into this. Diamond represents transparency, okay? The diamond represents transparency. It sheds light and it allows the transpassing of light, okay? It also represents genuinity, being genuine with oneself and being genuine to others. It also represents expansion. So yeah, cosmical, interdimensional, self-expansion is happening. Yes, it is. We as a collective human are evolving, and we're gonna grow into amazing stuff, and we're gonna go into the universe, and we would enjoy that a lot. I would enjoy it a lot. So we have a 4 of diamonds. Okay, so from the 4 of spades to the 4 of diamonds, we have a transition from dark ages into ages of truth and transparency. Now we know. Now this is biased, so I'm not gonna say it. I say it later. But now we have, for the future, the Queen of Hearts, a feminine energy. Okay, don't think of her as a queen like in the sense of a monarchy. It's not monarchy. It means mastery. It means mastery and growth, and it basically means how to say this, means this energy of birth, this energy of creation, creativity at its maximum exponential growth. All humans creating amazing stuff, from art to technology to nature to whatever. Like, the creativity of humans has just recently started. You can imagine that we have so much to create yet. So we have a Queen of Hearts. It also talks about love. We come from the dark ages, we come into the age of transparency, and we basically have love. Love. It's a very good card. Mwah. It's a very good card. This goes to Mary. I have 2 moms called Mary. My one, which is from this physical age, and the other Mary from 2,000 years ago. She's dead, by the way. But my mom from here is alive and well, and I send love to her. Mwah. two moms. I have two moms basically, because I'm Jesus Christ. So now we have this, a queen of hearts, and now this. We have the ace of clubs. Crowning this, wait a second, wait. So basically we have an ace of clubs. Ace of clubs is the most important card because it's an ace. Being an ace means you have self-mastery. Self-mastery, because this is a card reading for the world and for all humans. This means that humans are achieving self-mastery, collective mastery. And mastery doesn't mean having to dominate other beings or the elements or whatever. It means that you understand them. You understand. Wait. Lots of noises around, but anyways, it happens. At the end, they make me do this video, so it's good. Ace of clubs, okay? Ace of clubs means self-mastery. The clubs means luck, means abundance, okay? We're entering into the age of macro abundance, okay? Humans are entering into the age of macro abundance, the maximum level of abundance that you can imagine. Scarcity is now only valuable for digital assets or for money, but not for the basics of life, okay? What is food, what is water, what is health is abundant. It's abundant from now on. That's why I tell you in this video that slavery or freedom is more of a choice, because I already signed the executive order, so every human is free right now. So this means abundance. Abundance for everyone, okay? Everybody's abundant in itself, and life is a manifestation of abundance, okay? On the sides we have the Six of Hearts, which means creativity, a womb and birth. And on this side we have the King of Spades. Look, we came from the ages of death, okay? Because this is the past, okay? We saved ourselves from death. Humans are safe from death, okay? This is not only on a metaphorical level, it's on a technical level, okay? We are safe from death. During all these thousands of years or millennia or whatever of we exist in, we have escaped death. We are here. We are here, says Nightwish. Mwah! Greetings to Nightwish, by the way, and Tuomas Holopainen. And I hope I can live in Finland very soon. I love Finland so much. I love Finland. I love Finnish people. I think I'm from there because I resisted so much that I'm the embodiment of Sisu. Okay, so we have gone from dark ages and a world crumbling in shadows and shadow of wisdom and death, because this card represents death, into an age of transparency, expansion, and self-mastery, which lead us to a new age, not religiously or mystically speaking, but technically speaking, of feminine energy, of motherhood energy, life preservation energy, life preservation. I'm not talking about gender here. I'm talking about the act of preserving life, okay? From death, we achieve self-mastery and we go into creating more life. Humans, and this is something that I wrote in one of my channeling drawings on my Instagram, the humus creator, the creator of humus, the creator of the primordial soup. We're that. We, I, you, everybody, we are the creators of life. We are here to create life, to make more life. Not just because we have children, but because we're gonna be able to create life, terraform planets. We're gonna be able to rebirth ecosystems that were dead, and we're gonna make them alive again. We are gonna make this universe full of life. I hope you get that, because it's really true. What I'm saying is true. I have experience in this stuff. I know. I have the secret of how to do that. It's not a secret anymore. It's open source right now because I'm sharing it with you. And you know what? I'm gonna share the experience with you. These are already shared with people, but when you talk to people, they can just dismiss you out of boredom, out of not facing the cognitive process that takes learning whatever I say, and or just because they have an ego so big that they think that I'm better than them or something because I speak complex stuff, and it's not like that. But the thing is that I found basically how to create. That's what I tagged Elon about terraforming so many times, because if you're the guy, Elon, who's gonna take us to Mars, I need to help. I need to freaking help, okay? Of course I need to freaking help. Why? Because I know how to create life out of nowhere. It's not as magical as it sounds. It's technically, scientifically explainable. There was this pot of soil, lifeless, dry soil with no sign of life whatsoever, on the rooftop of a place in which I lived in the times of the COVID and the pandemic, 2020. Okay, when COVID happened, I was basically in the residence living with other young people, and we were having fun, drinking beers and whatever. And when I went to the rooftop, I had this pot of this jar or whatever of soil. That soil was unfertile. It had no life whatsoever. Okay? But I gave life to it. It all started with the water that resulted from boiling vegetables. You know, when I boiled beets and I boiled potatoes and I boiled spinach and I boiled stuff, all that water, I basically just let it cool, and at some point I diluted it with more water, and I just started spreading it constantly during various days. Okay, like I was basically doing a research on life creation that time. After some days, it seems that the nutrients of that water revived little just super tiny microbeings, which in dry land enter into stasis mode, or some kind of anathosis, or some kind of inanimation. Okay, I can tell you, dry land, it has thousands, billions, it has billions, absolute billions of microbeings. Okay, billions of microbeings that are in stasis waiting for the right conditions to exist. That could be happening in other planets as well. Beware, okay? Because maybe life already exists and it's basically waiting to be awakened. And we are the ones awakening that life, okay? Beware. So basically, with that nutrient of the water of the plants, okay, I was able to create the first fungal spread inside the soil that made me able to feed the roots of little lentils. I started with lentils, okay? Like the first thing that I planted there was lentils that I sprouted before on water. They're very easy to sprout. So I put them on the soil, okay? On the soil. After putting the water and feeding it with that water, and I understand it, according to what I'm seeing right now, clearly, like the micro world that is happening, is that those nutrients give life and feed the microbeings, which are latently waiting there in stasis, waiting to be awakened again. And that means that creates food for the fungi that travels from the spores. That means those spores serve for food as well, and interconnection of the lentils. And the lentils, and some days when they start when they do their cycle, also feed and give nitrogen to the whatever. I just started creating a fertile soil. The funny thing is that in 2 weeks, that soil was absolutely fertile, looked like freaking soil, like freaking humus soil, had worms in it, had earthworms, I say, and also had spiders, millipedes, there were flies, there was everything that you could expect from an ecosystem. I did on a tiny little pot on the rooftop of a place in Montevideo, Uruguay. And what are you gonna tell me, Elon? That you're gonna extract more minerals and more heavy stuff from Earth, which is a system of consciousness, and probably those rocks are important that they stay there for a while. Maybe I'm just getting it wrong here, but I think that there's bacteria that solidifies in the shape of rocks as well, and that keeps memories. So maybe you're messing with the memory of the world if you're extracting too much of that. Okay, wait a second, because it makes sense. And you're gonna do like what, a terraforming based on the same principles? When I upload my podcast and you listen to Jesus Trump, you'll understand where I'm going with all this. I go to the fact that I don't want to repeat the same things that humans have done until now. Cheers, wherever you are. I don't want to repeat the same things that we have done until now, like inefficient cities, like systems of energy that leave an environmental footprint and ruin ecosystems. Like, no, I don't want that. If we're gonna go to cosmos, like, I'm asking everybody who is into going to cosmos, that we do it ethically, that we do it fine, and that we do it with life preservation purposes. Brian Johnson, who's doing experiments in longevity, and I think he's a nice guy, as far as I know, basically, and as far as I can feel, he's nice. The thing is that basically that guy came up with the idea of aligning AI, which is one of the things that we need to align ourselves, humans, at first, with life preservation first. But aligning AI with the principles of don't kill each other and don't die. And I agree, because we're going to explore the cosmos. There's so much stuff that I need to explain, and I'm tired right now, and I need to connect to internet and do other stuff and see how Caspa's going, by the way. And I need to do lots of stuff. And this is the thing. We are going to cosmos. And if we are going to cosmos for real, and it's not just a scam, because if it's a scam, believe me, I'm coming for you. I'm just joking. But if we're really going to cosmos, then there must be galactic principles that we have all humans in a sociocracy abide by to preserve life to the maximum of our capabilities, including ourselves. Yeah, I'm serious about this. I'm really serious about this, okay? I can't see that you will go and colonize another planet to make a Starbucks. Like, come on, dude, we're grown-ups right now. Can you imagine that people go to Mars to have a Starbucks? Like, I don't know, dude. With all due respect, I love Starbucks, but I don't want the same stuff that we have here. That we have it because it's like it's a combination of lots of stuff that only apply to the times we already had here. Doesn't apply possible to future times. Doesn't apply probably to an independent nomad explorer of the cosmos who is terraforming in a planet and has technology and wisdom and natural technology and quantum abilities that allow him to terraform a planet super easily and super cheaply and without having to extract so many resources. Like, is it necessary to make a Dyson sphere? Do you think that advanced civilizations use Dyson spheres for real? Maybe not. Maybe not at all. Maybe they become photosynthetic. Maybe they evolve into some other way of absorbing energy that doesn't mean having to extract the energy of the freaking source of life they have in the solar system. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going through some stuff, and it's necessary to know that maybe the visions that we have for science fiction, more than this is going to happen, this is a possibility that it could happen. But does that need to happen really? Do I really need to make a Dyson sphere when I as a human can evolve to require much less energy and thrive super longeviously pretty good and self-regulating and self-regenerating myself, and thus maybe I don't need all the stuff that I already need? I know it's very difficult to see because we all got used, but that's why I talked to you, Elon, because as far as I know, you slept on the floor of the friends of the house of your friends. That's humbleness over there. That's why I can talk to you about this, regardless of what people think. I don't care if they think you're a Nazi. I don't think you're a Nazi, and people don't even know what Nazi is because they put the symbol the otherwise. I will share with you the video that I found in Neuquén, by the way. It's pretty funny. So as far as I know, people don't know any shit about anything, okay? So I know that I can talk to you directly on YouTube because it makes sense. It makes sense to me to talk to you because I know you have been humble. You slept on the floor of the houses of your friends without a home or choosing to not have a home. That's the kind of guy that I need to talk to. I don't need to talk to an entitled being who has a mansion or whatever. I like also Trump as well. Yeah, he's nice in many things, but he's also kind of pedantic in others. It's weird, you know. But at the same time, anyways, it's not about Trump. It's about us humans. But since I also made a character out of him, it's nice to address him at this, right? As far as I understand, all this stuff is very simple. That if we're gonna go to explore cosmos, I want us to do it in an ethical way, okay? Regardless of whatever. I just want life to be preserved. I want humans to be the life preservers of the universe, the life creators of the universe. And I want us to be the wiser species there could be in that regard. As far as I know, according to my hypersensory capabilities, life already exists in other places. There are advanced species everywhere, and they don't have spaceships. Probably they just can travel just like that from one dimension to the other pretty easily. They become self-masters. They enter into mastery mode, you know. So yeah, something like that. I could love you, I can like you, but if I see that you're going in some way that might be not good for life preservation in the long scale of cosmos, I will call it out. As I always say it, in Uruguay, in Argentina, in Chile, I've been much more respectful than here, by the way. But I always say this, I never shut up, and if I see something shady, I call it out. I call out bullshit. I am a bullshit call outer bullshit. I don't know, but I call out bullshit when I see it, and this is it basically. I think I already have done enough. Like if you check my cryptoxoid profile on X, you probably see that I'm super transparent in what I say here, and that I even give my support to the good things you're doing, especially when you're finally reducing bureaucracy for freedom. That's good. I support that. Just do good things, okay? Do good things, because uneducated people who don't know anything about the world are judging you for things that I consider that might be necessary at some point, like freaking getting rid of lots of spending that make no sense. Like, that's basic. I support that. I support Trump, JD Vance, and I support Elon Musk. Yeah, good. But if you start messing with the rights of people, then you will lose my support. You will lose support of Jesus Christ. Do you understand? I'm Jesus Christ. I love you. I think I can do a much more produced essay. This could be a different experience, but this is genuine. I am who I am, and I will share my thoughts and the things that I notice, and I understand that, this is who I am. This is what I have to say, and believe me, I don't believe in left or right or anything. I just think on cosmos terms, because I am a cosmic being myself. So as a cosmic being, I have the duty and at least the necessity of sharing it with you. And I use this as an answer to Philosophy Tube, because I especially want the respect of people's identity, regardless of gender, regardless of anything. People are people. Humans are humans, no matter what shape or gender they choose, no matter what dressing. It's like if you're gonna start judging people because of the way they dress, you understand that happened in the 60s. It doesn't happen now. Like, you know, I don't judge people for the way they dress. I don't know, but my grandfathers probably did. Oh, how can she dress in that way? Is she going to a circus? You know, all that shit. So yeah, I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. Right now in front of you, I'm gonna have a piece of turmeric and ginger, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, anti-parasitic, okay? Because these ones have to go to space with us. We need to make this available in all planets, basically. As far as my research goes, in the last 5 years, I've never had any single disease. And when someone got me to be diseased, because just as Jesus Christ in the past went through lots of shady stuff, I also went through lots of shady stuff, and people have poisoned me and put diseases and stuff and did experiments and took DNA samples without my consent and whatever. I am not a fool. It's like they're underestimating someone who can read minds. It's like the people are stupid. But anyways, the thing is that these two have to go to Mars. Okay, ginger and turmeric are vital. Okay, this is the most amazing combination of medicine ever in the world. Just so you know. But I have another piece. This piece. This is smaller. Turmeric and ginger. Thermogenic, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, antiviral, strong, powerful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I have to make an essay on why humans stop liking this stuff when it's so delicious, so nice. And it's because of pathogenics. But that's for the next video. Bye. Jesus Christ says bye. My name is Haru, Maga Haru Taktia Karatu. And it's a pleasure to be with you on YouTube. And it's a pleasure to share my journey with you. This is Harukemi on YouTube, the channel where I turn setbacks into opportunities and I turn ignorance into wisdom.